Let me start a beautiful. I would like to narrate a beautiful story to everyone. We all must have read this story in our young age, or some of the teacher might be using this story in their day-to-day program also. Sometime this is because this is the part of our Dadi Nani's program, Dadi Nani's um, um, khajana of story, the bedtime story which she used. So it's a beautiful story. Once there were the two goats, and the two goats were on the same dam. The dam was a very, very narrow path, and one goat wanted to go from this side to left side, and the left side goat wanted to cross the dam and want to go to the right side. Now, the point is that they started and met on a point which was really, really narrow. And both of them wanted to cross each other. Or they both wanted that the left side goat should go behind and she can cross. The right side goat can cross first. Both of the goats, they were not ready to do that because right side goat said, I'm always right, so I should be the winner. The left side goat said, no, 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 I'm big, fat, and I'm elder, so I must cross. So both of them start fighting. And in their fight, what happened? Oh my God, both of them were fall down of that dam, and both of them were dead. So, my dear children, because you are the children in my class today, so I would say what we have learned, yes, you can all use your chat box. You all can learn something different. You all can use your chat box and can write down what exactly do you have learned. So this is the story, and I know that when I was, yes, right, cooperation, very well. And also, right, we can say that cooperation is the right answer, and also that we should not have helpfulness and understanding each other, right? So I would say that through the story we are able to teach our children. So yes, never show the ego. So you don't have to show your ego, rather you can together we can do anything. So you saw that with a small story we were able to teach so many points to our. Thank you very much, all of you. Um, so we can see that how many things we are able to teach. This was just a small story. Now the point is that why these stories are really important. Do you think that we are using the story in all our classes? Are we able to do this? I would say that, of course, because now the internet and the Google, and there are a lot of other software which are giving us lot and lot of information. And what is happening? It is happening that your storytelling has taken a back seat. We are not using, but we have to we the interesting thing which I want to tell you is that the our human mind is nothing but a story processor. We are not the logical processor, but we are also making a different kind. We are a story processors. You see something on the road, you saw one person is fighting with another, you can immediately are able to make hundred of stories about that small incident. This particular thing tells us that how much our human mind is a story processor. So I would say that story is a beautiful thing. We need to understand that we can use these stories anywhere in the life. So a story is not only to create a better learning experience, but it also create the empathy, the feeling of sympathy in our classroom. It even allow our students to reach to a universal understanding through the personal experiences. Before I'll show you my teaching in classroom, um, or I think we can start with the teaching. I'll show you a small video so that all of us once again be gathered.
People as a resource. Human resource includes productivity, skills, and ability. Let us understand with one small story. Story of two boys, Vilas and Sakal. They used to live in the village with their parents. Their parents used to work in the agricultural field, but somehow Sakal parents knew the value of education, so they took loan, invested in his education. But Vilas' parents were uneducated, they never knew the importance of education, so they insisted Vilas to work in the field itself. This signifies that because of education, the productivity level of Sakal increased, which resulted in the growth of economy. Thank you.
Is trying to teach SST subject in classroom in ninth class. And remember that whenever we are teaching something through the two stories, children actually remember the content. So as I was telling you that we need to always create a memorable story. We have to see that how the audience are taking it, how we are also the part of that audience. And second important thing is your voice modulation, the intonation of the voice, and how beautifully you can dramatize. Like I was taking the story of 8. This is the I would like to share with everyone that it is the real incident in the classroom. In the KG, there was one child who was able to remember all the spelling, but every time whenever he was supposed to write the spelling of 8, he used to forget. So to help the child, the teacher made a story of 8. So what was the story? The story was एक बार जंगल में एक elephant था. E stands for elephant. Now what he saw, I. उसने एक आइसक्रीम देखी. What was the ice cream? The ice cream कहाँ देखी? A girl, EIG. A girl was eating that ice cream. And what he did, he where he was standing, he was the girl was standing with the hen, H. The girl was standing with a hen, EIGHT. And what is that T stands? She was standing with the hen under a tree. Now the child was supposed to remember this small story whenever he is writing the spelling of 8. So he quickly wrote like elephant, E, saw kya, ice cream, I. Who was eating that ice cream? A girl. And girl was standing with whom? The girl was standing with a hen, H. And where were they? They were under a tree. So, with a small story, the child was able to write the spelling of 8. And with this, gradually in the process, he learned the spelling of 8. The same way you can use the 100 of the methods, but you have to dramatize. You are able to dramatize. So when I saw this video, in a video the teacher was dramatized. एक हाथी था, उसने देखा आइसक्रीम. So you should know how you can use your voice and your hands, your gesture. And whenever a child look into these kind of things, it always help a child to remember. The third important thing, as I told you, the first is you see what your audience want to see. Second, you should know how modulation and dramatize techniques you are able to use. And the third important thing is gesture, body language and movements. Now next very important thing is eye contact. A teacher should be able to convey everything, and she should have a proper eye contact with everyone. Now I quickly take up that what are the 11, there are the 11 powerful ways to tell the story. But before I take up that, I quickly show you a small clipping, a small story, and then I'll prove you that how we can use these 11 points.
तो सुनो फिर से। एक कचड़िया अनेक कचड़िया दाना चुगने बैठ गई थी। हाय राम, पर वहाँ व्याध ने एक जाल बिछाया था। व्याध व्याध कौन दीदी? व्याध चिड़िया पकड़ने वाला। फिर क्या हुआ दीदी? व्याध ने उन्हें पकड़ लिया, मार डाला। हिम्मत से गर जुट रहे तो छोटे हो पर मिले रहे तो बड़ा काम भी होवे भैया, बड़ा काम भी होवे भैया। एक दो तीन। चतुर चिड़िया सयानी चिड़िया मिलजुल कर जाल लेकर भागी चिड़िया। दूर एक गांव के पास चिड़ियों के दोस्त चूहे रहते थे और उन्होंने चिड़ियों का जाल काट दिया। तो देखा फिर तुमने, अनेक फिर एक हो जाते हैं